I was serious. I think that's how we're going to start the show off. What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. And we got the squad in the building. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. P Kid. Of course, Mr. Two Letters. If you knew better, you do better. Who better? Nobody, bro. And then we got the man formerly known as Ringo J, Mr. Stefan the Don in the house. We got a lot to get to today. Going to be breaking down the Bulls draft. We during the draft, we all kind of gave that look like, huh? What's going on?
Oh no, we definitely gave it the
Hey, bro, we had no idea who that was.
Who that?
But we gonna break down the pick the Bulls made and the undrafted rookie that they signed, who seems to be a really nice player, could be something that they could get into. And then, of course, we're going to look around the league. Is KD going to be joining up with Dame? Dame hopes so based on his Instagram post, or he's just trolling. Let's be real with that. We got all that and more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Let's go. Welcome back. No, just playing. What's good, y'all? We are back in the building. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. If you are new to the channel, man, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, because we do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talks. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. Also, we do hit on the national from 11 to 1 every day. We break down not only just Chicago, but around the world in this mug, especially with this World Cup. Y'all see Luka getting freaky over in like one of the qualifying joints. This man threw a no look behind the back over the head pass.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Hey, and then did this like he knew Buddy was gonna make it. If it was in the NBA, it'd be up there with a Steph moment. Check it out. But nah, man, we got a lot to get into today. We appreciate y'all for showing so much love, man. As always, fellas, how y'all feeling first and foremost, man? It's been a crazy week out here. What's going on, man? AD's skin looking beautiful in the light over there. Hold on, let's get the zoom in on Kid on this, man. Look at it, flawless right now. Look at that. Look at that angle. Hey, what's with the light flex in the background with the bag? He got the bag in the corner. Light flex.
He just got that bag too.
It's the aesthetic, baby. You gotta keep the red jacket across with a red bag. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep the aesthetic going. That's all it is.
Take me out to dinner,
all, man.
Oh man, what's going on with y'all boys though, man? What y'all see this week that was interesting?
Man, I do want to give a shout out to
trash verses, bro.
Oh, that.
Hey,
we gonna get into that verses,
you was
bro.
Here. Hey.
Yo.
Oh my God,
hey,
bro.
You said all I needed to. You said the words I need. What did you see that was interesting this week? That was it.
Oh my God, bro.
Hey, that beat the draft all day long.
Yo.
I wasn't even mad no more.
That set us back.
Yeah, a little bit, bro. A little bit.
That's
bro,
and set us back.
That set us back, though. I can't.
Why R&B mugs be beefing like that?
Bro, it's...
Bro, they be beefing like they Pac and Biggie, bro.
No,
like Mario was calling him out crazy, bro. He said you can't spell Omarion without Mario. What, bro?
Because he heard people picking. He heard picking.
Well, I mean, it was a sweep.
He heard them picking on Mario.
It was a clean.
He got more bangers, but
sweep.
hey, man,
I don't know why.
I don't think he has more bangers
than Omarion.
If you like Mario,
Omarion has more bangers.
If you like Mario, I feel like you know a lot of his album cuts.
I think the difference is, right, like there's a difference between bangers and actually being able to perform those bangers. I would say that Mario probably has more bangers based on people he's worked with music, right? Like, did he even play? He didn't even do the yo chick come close to me. She ain't
he did that, but my thing was if you ain't bring out Janae Eiko and Chris,
you don't have to. It's your song. Like he's on. Like that's his song. So like,
did Mario do the
Chris's?
No, I think that's Omarion's song.
That's Omarion's song.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like he got the hit. We really got into this, right? He got the hits, but the problem is, right? Like
I don't think he had enough of them. His catalog went that.
It sounds crazy. My thing is, you have to start off singing so you can kind of perform in a different way. I don't care about what dancing you doing if the vocals is off.
Hey, bro, I care about what dancing you doing if you're not dancing well.
Because you can't, you can't even get sexy if you or get in that bag if you're not really singing.
Fam, we got to break this down from the top. One, I just saw Mario turn into the R&B version of Jadakiss on
Hey, bro, yes, bro.
My man was out there bodying people, okay?
Yes.
And you know what? It's probably even worse because he bodied not just one, not just two, but
everybody,
3 singers.
All of them.
3 singers. It was going for a 4th because I think he can hang with Tank. Tank can actually sing, though.
Yeah,
Tank can sing. Tank can sing. Tank is a whole different monster in that.
Yeah, Tank is a different monster. Now, that's a versus I pay for. All I'm saying is this. He looked like Thanos for a good 10 minutes. For a good 10 minutes, I was just like, why Jeremiah come out there doing that? Why?
Hey, bro. And that's the thing. None of them can sing.
I really like Jeremiah.
That's the thing. I like all of their music individually, but their music is literally based on the production of the music.
That's what AD.
Like you can't like listen, bro. Like
if you lose 40 pounds and put me in the studio and just put some auto tune on the dog, we finna go make some money,
bro. Legit.
I'm about to lose the weight. We finna do something. One wish. Nah, ain't no way, my boy,
bro. But this the thing, right? Like even like Ray J best song is One Wish. One Wish is not a good song.
That's Rivals. I like the
One Wish isn't a good song.
It is though.
No, when you listen to One Wish, you're listening to it for the moment in time that you were at. But if you actually listen to One Wish, he sounds terrible singing One Wish. He literally sounds like what is that? It legitimately sounds like that. Like, bro, like no.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Just
you like the song because of the video.
Shut up, bro.
Like what are you
arguing with, bro? Like, why are you crying? Stop crying. You crying on the track
because of the video, dog. That's it.
The video.
You just remember the video.
I was holding my son.
That takes you back. That's it.
That's it. It takes you back to a good moment in time, but it wasn't a good song.
That song was the theme of my freshman homecoming.
I'll bet.
I'm like, so One Wish was definitely the theme of my freshman homecoming.
I'll bet. Hey man, let's get into some sports talk, man, because we got to talk about something better than that. I'm not gonna lie to you, like talking about
that was a full contact sport, my dude.
Hey bro, he was getting beat over the head on that.
I know. Real quick, I do want to say,
circle up. Come on, let's get it cracking.
Congratulations to the Chicago Wolves.
Yeah, Chicago Wolves won the
Coupler Cup for the AHL.
Is it what is it now?
It's the Coupler Cup.
The Coupler Cup? It's not the Calder Cup no more.
Is it Calder?
It was the Calder Cup, I think.
Sorry, Calder Cup.
Okay.
Coupler,
I don't know.
I'm renaming it John, like already. But
that's all right.
Calder Cup. I didn't know it was something different. I thought it was like Stanley Jr. or something.
The Chicago Wolves is a tough team because like they Chicago, so I kind of like want to root for them, but they're like the minor league team.
They're the feeder team for Las Vegas.
Is it Vegas now?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm back in. Vegas, yeah. I'm back in on it. Because who were they for a little while? I think they were St. Louis for a little while.
Yeah.
And so it was like the Blues. So I'm like, I love these mugs, but like y'all sending players to the Blues that I'm going to root against in the playoffs. By the way, the Blues trying to keep it alive.
They've had a decent squad for a long time.
Oh yeah, the Wolves get it cracking.
Them teams have been getting a lot of.
I love this face right here. This face right here. Just confusion, pure confusion right there. Hey man, let's get into it, man. The Bulls
definitely lifted one shoulder up.
and I drop. Hey man, let's get into it though, man. Well, Steph, what'd you see? You see anything interesting this week? We might as well keep it going. He had the Calder Cup.
Nah, dog. I mean, it was literally the verses.
The verses was the worst thing of the weekend.
That's what me and Kill just was talking about when it happened. Cause I legitimately thought I was the only person that was watching it. No, legit. Cause he was like. Oh, Marion's gonna cry in the car, and I was like, so we in accordance, like it's 10 on Mario, right? He was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Bro, it was so bad.
Bro,
that versus is that now? Here's the thing, right? There's been a lot of people that have gotten washed. Is that the worst? I think that might be the worst.
No, that's the worst.
No, I think it's the worst, right? Because
Andy Fresh and Scott Storch was cringy because he called him a cokehead for 2 hours while Wilt's playing all the B-sides to Everything Cash Money, and then he was playing his old drops. It was wild, and then everybody who not the South was like, yo, this is trash. And then everybody from the South like, this is the best I ever heard in my life. And they was just riding for Betty Fresh. But he literally
I think
called
this has
us-
to be the worst then, dog, because ain't nobody in the South, North, East, or West trying to say that this was a good. This
we
joint
didn't
was
even
just
ask for a
bad all the
pre-show,
way
though.
around. The only other one that was worse than this one. No. The only one I would say was probably just as cringeworthy from a mainstay artist would be when Nelly and Ludacris did it.
Oh, his
Nelly
sound
stopped
wasn't
playing
right.
flat.
No, Nelly was playing. This Nelly sound was okay. Nelly was playing tracks that nobody knew.
Nobody.
That
knew.
was Nelly. Nelly was playing like his bangers that bang in the club in St. Louis, and that's it.
Yeah, who was saying that he was playing his favorite song?
He's playing his favorite songs, and I was like, bro, you know this is a competition, right? Like Luda is why, and I ain't gonna lie to you, right? Like I think that was the worst thing they could have put it up against. Like you gotta, even if you think he's gonna get washed, at a certain point you gotta try and make it a good show.
Yeah.
To me, you had to go Luda and Snoop on that because Luda's too chill. Luda's way too chill.
Snoop and DMX was good because Snoop was such a good performer. He kind of carried X through some of the fumbles because some of X's music didn't. His
You can't play his verses
that well.
Yeah, you can't play a lot of X verses.
He had grown as a person, so that was like you needed Snoop to kind of learn to carry.
You been in jail before?
hey, bro. The opening bar. I came in with my dick in my hand. What?
I was like, yo, they gonna play Who We Be, bro. Like, you know what he say? They don't know that.
Bro, it's a lot of songs that I've gone back on and I've been like, wow.
Like, bro, they let that just ride, huh?
We
Hey,
let
I
this
listened
just
to that
fly
version
back in the
X,
day, bro. Hey,
I was like, X was a wild boy, man. I can't do this no more. X career died in like 08. That was the last time we could ever get that like explicit and it'd be all right. Cause I listened to it and I felt some type of way. And I was like, dang, I grew up with this.
hey, bro.
Dang.
Bro, especially after you have kids, you just be like, man, he talk about somebody's daughter bad. Like, dang, bro, like, do you know him personally? Like, her daddy gonna hear this?
Like, for real.
Because I'm gonna have to run your fade. Oh man, that's what we had that was interested in the weekend, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, rocking with us. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page. Let's get into some sports, man. That's what the people came here for. Shout out to y'all for showing love. Well, I guess this is interest from the weekend as well. Bulls go out and they get their what we believe is the 3-and-D player for them that's going to be able to make a little bit of an impact on this team. I don't know about this season. He's young. We'll see what he translates to in the NBA. Y'all saw our reaction live, but I mean, even so, right after settling a couple of days on the pick, how y'all feeling about the pick of Dalen Terry at 18?
I'm not mad at it, man. Like I'm fine with like finding AK went out there and he's continued to not make a conventional pick. Like he don't care who is set to go where or who whatever every other team is doing. Like in his process he knows, but I think like he going to find people that fit the squad he trying to build. So he not looking purely at what tends to overshadow the draft, which is like who's the most athletic at their position, who's best to fit at the spot they're predicted to be picked at for most teams, and who needs what. So that what you need for your team tends to come last, and what AK he's been picking based off what we need instead of what's best at that set position. So I'm not mad at it. Hey, I saw a couple quotables from him, and he had sort of that IO mentality where it's like, I know everybody who got picked before me, so I'm coming in and we get straight to work.
He say the right things. I ain't gonna lie to you. When he was talking, he said he said, bro, like, there's no way 17 people better than me. I was like, wait, you talking like you should have been the number one pick, my boy. Like, I like the mentality, but like mentality only get me so far, right? Like, yeah, I'm saying Tony Snell had a great summer league. He's the only player I've ever seen put up 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 37 minutes. Multiple times.
Out of all the really top picks,
he's done it more than once. That's the problem. You know what I mean?
Out of all the top picks, he seemed to be the one with that level of bravado. everybody else was kind of like, okay, cool. They was happy to be
Nah,
there.
you know who
They
else
wanna
got
thank
it?
Their mom and them, which was cool.
Yeah.
Because it was like the anniversary of a title.
Title what?
It's title 8 or title 9. I forget.
Title 9.
Title 9.
Title 9.
Where like gender didn't the rule that allowed gender equality in the workplace.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So like they had Monica McNutt, they had Malika Andrews. They had all the top tier ladies up there representing, so it was cool. Everybody was thanking their mamas. A lot of these draftees moms were professional athletes on the court. And
I will say the fact that Jaden Ivey mom also played in Detroit and his dad and his grandpa.
That was cool, and he got drafted.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That was
they gave him the jersey.
They gave him all his parents' jersey. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was a cool moment.
Yeah,
I saw that joint and I was like, listen, forget Detroit. But if you're gonna do something right, that's the way to do it. I'm not mad at it.
It's a very classy move by the organization.
Yeah,
it made me like Detroit. It really did. That one moment made
that one moment. That one moment. That was it. I mean,
hold on. Did you see the meme? Somebody was like, who was the star over there?
Cade?
Now?
Yeah, they said they put a meme or a picture of. They said this how Cade Cunningham gonna pick up Ivy, and they had that picture of Eminem and the homies from 8 Mile like rolling up in the hoop.
Need to put our money in savings bond.
Go to pick him up. Well, it'll be different.
What'd you think of the pick, kid? What do you think of the pick after marinating on it after a couple days?
I like the kid's spirit, to be honest with you. I think we've all kind of just said that and regurgitated that part. I like his spirit. I mean, like you say, he says the right things. It's a shame that he wasn't exactly what we were expecting because it wasn't something we thought we needed initially. I thought we were going to go EJ Liddell. I really did.
Hey, we thought the league was going to go EJ Liddell, and the league said, "Nah, he ain't that good."
He picked up at all.
He went 41 to the Pelicans, which is a perfect place for him. Like he's gonna back up Zion, and they're gonna be able to put him in behind Zion. So,
which means that he's gonna get more tick than he expected.
Yeah, he's running. He's running this year for sure. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
No, I say this about Dalen Terry, right? Like the one thing that intrigued me, right? Of course, when the pick came, I think the thing is too, like we had broken down all of these draft picks, all of these guys, looked at all these different players, right? And he never came up on any of our boards. He never was in any of our side. I was like, okay, of course AK picks the one dude that I broke down like no tape on. So after seeing him, I will say this. He fits a need that the Bulls have. The Bulls need defense. He's all SEC defensive player. He's an all SEC defensive player. He's got long arms. 7-foot wingspan, 7'2" wingspan.
What's his natural position?
7'2" 3/4.
He's naturally a guard.
And where are they gonna place him?
Probably at guard. Okay. He's probably gonna play like
back up.
I think he's probably Lonzo Insurance, because when you think about it, right? Like Ayo Dosunmu, while he played the point guard position, was a scorer in college. Like Ayo averaged like 20-something points a game.
Yeah,
so like he could score the ball. So they want to try and get that scoring out of Ayo as much as possible.
Send him to go work out with Zoe. Well, Zoe's rehabbing. But
so
I would send him to either go like at least talk with him, meet with him, and then work out with the what is it? Triple B's. What's the
Big Baller Brand?
Yeah, Big Baller Brand. Go ahead and work over there with them.
Well, I want to see what he, because this is the thing, right? He's
if you back he's a Zoe type player. But he should work out.
The thing is, right? He's
gonna work out with him anyway. He's gonna be in summer league.
They're on the same team.
Nah, but I was gonna say, like, to me, after looking at his after going back and looking at his tape, I think that he's basically like an IO player kind of, where it's just like he's just a player. I don't necessarily put him at one position or another. I think that he's got the vision. I think the scoring is gonna come later, but he's always looking to make the right pass from the tape that I studied on him, and I think he could be able to sneak somewhere into the lineup this year, depending on how Lonzo responds in Summer League.
Yeah.
Because Mark Eversley did say he's going to come out and play in Summer League. So we just got to see what Lonzo's looking like after that. But depending on how he's look, Terry might get some minutes. So
he might get some minutes, and it's
see.
because, right, like he shoots 36% from the 3-point line. Or he shot it in college, you know, hopefully that translates into the league today. You're hoping that you go out and you're able to find a scorer. But now, right, like, do your priorities change on going out and finding somebody that can shoot the 3 ball because you feel like you've got this young man who can do it? And everybody who looks at like, I saw a bunch of people in the comments like, he only averaged 8 points a game in college. You know, that's not going to translate to the NBA. We're going to get, there's a guard packs picking stuff. By that logic, Zach LaVine should average 4 points a game. Because Zach LaVine averaged 9 points a game in college.
I don't think people understand how much system dictates how a player is even recruited in college.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're only like, yes, you want to go to one of these top tier colleges, but you're going to play their system. It doesn't matter what you were doing at AAU, what doesn't matter what you were doing in high school. When you go to UCLA plays a certain way, Duke plays a certain way. Like the ACC is known for threes and zone defense, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So if you're going there, you're going to shoot threes and play zone defense. That is it. So when you go to the NBA and then you're playing man to man, you got some catching up to do.
Yeah.
So it really all depends upon that.
I think too. Another thing, just piggybacking off of that point. I mean, even though I just go back and look at it, I liken it to, because we were having a conversation about I think D-Book last week, and then even Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns was the number 1 pick, was splitting minutes with Anthony Davis, and nobody even knew that he could shoot the 3.
Yeah.
Like it was just all in the post. Like Devin Booker was a bench scorer coming off the bench, averaging like 6 a game.
Yeah.
Like we just knew he had a torch. We didn't know that. You know, he can handle the ball, get to his spots like that. Like Phoenix probably didn't even know that. So yeah, I would definitely say that, you know, system dictates it. But like I said, Terry's gonna be able to get minutes like down the line. I would say middle of the season. Like once they really get into it, just to see what he's gonna do.
I think he's gonna get minutes realistically, just simply because we're talking about him. You all have him backing up, you know, the point guard position. I got him backing up Zach. I got, you know, you got to look at our starting lineup. You know, our starting lineup realistically is Zoe, Zach, DeMar, maybe P. Will, and Vooch. You're right. And once you start looking at how our rotations were, and I know we had a lot of injuries and stuff like that, we always have to have one of those starters on the floor for us to maintain a lead, or even be competitive. Like we would put in our bench at times, and we would get nothing realistically. Kobe would be very up and down. Ayo was as a first year rookie playing heavy minutes, stuff like that. Caruso, as great as he was, greatest impact as he had, sometimes he get into foul trouble too early, always on the deck, injured. I mean, you can't do anything about that, but still, that's just what happened. It's just what happened in those situations. And so now I look at it as like, hey, I got a 6'7" playmaker. Who does that sound like? Sounds like I got a backup for Zach.
Could be for sure, right? I think he played the 1 or the 2. I mean, listen, in the NBA, right? I think in college they kind of still have positions. Like you still got like your point guard, your shooting guard, your center. Yeah, it's still pretty defined in college, right? Like, but DeMar DeRozan was our small forward.
Yeah.
So he could come in and he could be a small forward for us, right? Like he's 6'7".
He played the 3.
You could play small forward. You could be the point guard on this team with his court vision. He could be and really, right? Like the fact that you have the ability to put in guys that are so versatile at that, right? Like that's a good thing. That's what you want in the NBA. You don't want to have guys that have to only play the 2, because then right, like Tyler Hero can't play the 3. Like you could put him out there at the 3, but realistically, if he has to guard LeBron at some point, like he's in trouble. So like it's better to have those players that can play every position. Like he's going to be able to play 1 through 3 at the NBA. He's going to be able to defend 1 through 3. That makes a big difference, right? I don't know how well he's going to do it, right? And I don't have I don't even have high expectations on him being this top level, oh my God, player. Like, I'm going to be real with you. At 18, yes, you can find a game-changing player. Yes, you can find somebody who is a star for sure. And maybe the Bulls did at 18. I don't know. But I came into this saying, I got stars. I've got Zach LaVine. When Lonzo Ball was healthy, he could play at a star level with Zach LaVine next to him as a point guard. And he was a star level defender. DeMar DeRozan is on this team. Nikola Vucevic is on this team. I got guys. Yes, I want more, but I've got guys. I need guys that can give those guys rest.
Yeah.
I didn't have no guys that could give. There were games where literally it was like, hey, DeMar's still in there?
Yeah.
Like, he wouldn't be doing nothing because he'd be like trying to get rest on the court. But you see DeMar like in the corner, just like, I've been out here for 15 minutes straight, brother. I'm a little tired. You know what I mean? Like, he's 32. Like, you got to find a way to get some of these guys rest. You know why? Joel Embiid, I said it. We said it how many times? Joel Embiid was less effective when Andre Drummond was gone. He was still a star. He was still a great player, but he was exhausted.
Yeah.
He was exhausted on the court. So you got the reason that the Warriors can go so far in the playoffs and win championships is because on every single team you had, you can name the dudes on the bench that was able to come in and let Steph and them rest for long stretches of time.
That's a fact.
Yeah, big
That's
fact.
a pure fact right there. I like that one.
I think the
I say
only
this,
team
though.
that really didn't have, like, did Cleveland's bench? What was Cleveland's bench? You had Delly.
What, this year?
No. When Bron won with Kyrie, like you had Delly.
Nah, you had Shump, you had JR.
Was Shump
No,
on that
no,
championship
Shump-
team? I don't think Shump was on that championship team.
Shump was starting.
Shump was on that championship.
Shump was on that championship team. He got a ring.
Shump was starting. Yep.
Okay.
Who else did they have?
Shump was
They did have
starting?
Delly.
No, yeah. Shump was starting.
How? Kyrie. He was the two.
I just remember one year he started because I think it was the year Kyrie and them was out.
He might have started there. Yeah.
First met the, but I know JR was coming off the bench for a little minute.
They had Richard Jefferson, J.R. Smith, Lon Shumpert, Delly, Cal Korver.
That's not a bad bench. I ain't gonna lie to you. Wait, Cal Korver got a ring?
J.R. Smith off the bench that year? It was cold.
Kyle Korver got a ring?
Lon Shumpert off the bench that year?
I don't even remember Kyle being a part of that team. Was Kyle getting no tick in that month?
Kyle got tick.
I gotta go back and rewatch that series. I'm gonna be real with you. It's some finals. Like the further we get into like the mass technology age and everything we get, like I can remember like specific plays from every.
You know
like,
who else was on that team? That's
who?
crazy that nobody even remembers.
Who?
Joe Harris.
No, that don't surprise me.
Was he playing?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say, I'm like,
He was on the roster.
Hey, listen, that's the shooting they needed.
That same thing with 1 year with Danny Green was on Cleveland when that was coming up. LeBron's first time.
Yeah.
Isn't he back in Cleveland?
Who?
No, he just got traded to Minnesota.
That's what it's Minnesota.
I think Danny Green's done though.
He done though.
I think he's done though.
Jones was there for one game.
What you mean done?
I think he's done. He tore his ACL.
He tore his ACL.
He's like 35?
35, 36.
Yeah.
He done.
You think it's a wrap?
I think it's a wrap for him. I hate that it went out. I hate that he went out that way, but yeah.
No, but his game isn't like heavily taxing. It's not like he's sitting there.
He has at least a season off, and then he has at least a season before he can start
he probably wouldn't be back till he's like 37 years old.
He's already 37.
No, I think he's 35. He up there though.
No, he's 35, I think.
But either way, right? Like
he'd come back as a coach or something. He'd do the UD. Speaking of UD, right? Speaking of Miami, I think Miami got a steal, dog. I'm sorry.
Hey, did you see that? You saw the stuff I sent you?
What's that kid name?
Nikola Jovic.
What's buddy name? I know what I'm talking
about.
Nikola
Jovic?
Yeah.
Boy, I don't know how.
You seen it?
I don't know how. Did y'all see the moves, dog? That man got moves. I'm saying this. He got moves. This is a man is a pro. How did the European Whisperer, whatever the heck we want to call him, miss on that?
Hey,
You want to talk about some death and stuff like that?
This the thing, right? How do we know that he did? Like, it sound good.
nah, but
What
but
you
Marco,
mean, how do we know he did?
hey, but look,
We
but
had
this is why, though.
18. They had
but
30.
this is why though. This is why though.
Jeez.
This is why I got confidence in him. Cause he said the same. Everybody that came from that league said the same thing. I've been playing against grown men since I was 13.
Yeah.
But this is what he talking.
But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing.
It just depends on how fast he pick it up.
If he does turn into that, perfect. But we also have a dude on our team that's that same thing.
No, we don't.
Marco
We ain't
didn't
get
say
no
that.
dude on our team that's not a
Marco's
star.
from that team.
Marco didn't say that
Marco
though.
don't
And-
move like that kid.
Did
Marco don't look nothing like that man.
Nah, you got.
Don't
I'm
look
telling y'all.
nothing- Hey, listen.
I'm
There
telling
is
you.
a category here. There's ranks.
Marco overseas and in the G League, but more so overseas, is a 3-level scorer. Defense leaves a lot to be desired,
All I said,
but he's a 3-level
all I
scorer.
said that Marco need to just go get up some buckets in the hood somewhere so he can get a little tougher. Like, is that a foul? No, there ain't no foul.
Yeah,
You
Marco
need to
was-
play.
Marco
you need
was-
to play with somebody that's not gonna coddle you.
No, but the biggest difference with a lot of those guys is too, right? Like, you come over here and you're not the best. Like, Marco's the best player on the team. So you come over here and you're no longer the best player on the team. And me and Kid watching him, Marco got in for a little length of time for one time. What'd he do, Kid? He just want the ball. He just want the ball. And you know what? When you're not the best player on the team anymore, right? Like, we always think of it as an older player having to take a step back. But when you go from there to coming in here and now, like, hey, brother, you don't get
Oh yeah, when you change the love.
to put your hand up
Yeah.
and wait for the ball. You gotta get in some action. You gotta make a move.
Hey,
You gotta set
He gonna
a
be
screen.
hey dog, he gonna be sitting there like
That's
us.
all I saw. All
He gon-
game.
Bro, right.
Oh,
And then this. And then this. Please.
He gonna be sitting there like us.
But
and all
you know, that's a big change. Like, we always think of it as an older player coming back, right? And all of a sudden you gotta adjust your game to Vooch's role now, right? Vooch is the 3 on the team, where he's been the 1 his entire life. He had to adjust his game. Marco got to do the same thing. Marco don't even get the same. He don't even get nowhere near the level of respect Vooch get. At least Vooch, we like, you can give us a double-double. With Marco, we like, bro, you from overseas. We don't know what you can do. You might be Luka. You might be Vlade. Or hey look, or you might be Darko.
I don't think scrimmage start scrimmaging early.
Real quick. I looked at Marco's old tape. I looked at Jovic. I want to say
That's it.
You know what I'm talking about. Jovic, right?
Yeah.
Jovic. All right. It's night and day, bro. It's night and day.
Hey,
It
did you
ain't
see the
even
twin step back?
It's
the
not
James
even the
Harden joint?
same, bro. I can't get with the we already got that guy. We got a guy from over there who just so happened to be in the same vicinity. They lived on the same block.
So is he light
They
on his
shared the
feet? Or
same
I
locker
mean,
room.
I don't.
But when you talk
I
about
like-
skill set, you know what that's like? That's like trying to sit there and say Reggie Miller and Michael Jordan on the same level of shooting guard.
Are they the same? They play the same position?
No, I think.
Yeah, they play the same position.
Jovic is
As a center.
Jovic.
How tall is Jovic?
Jovic is a 6'10" shooting guard, almost small forward type. Like the best way
He's more
I
of a
can
KD than he is.
the best way I can describe his game to me is like Luka. It's like Luka and Nikola Jokic had a kid.
Hey,
Like,
listen.
legitimate.
Listen. All this hyping up we doing, let's see what it actually do.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I seen his tape. I like his game. I'll say that. I'll say that. I think he's gonna be a player
He
in the
got drafted
league.
to Miami, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
gotta
think he's gonna be nice.
He got to survive Jimmy. I hope he thick skinned, because all that skill set ain't gonna look nothing if he ain't got no
He's
confidence.
Serbian.
If he let Jimmy,
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
if he let Jimmy smash his confidence, he ain't gonna put up a shot.
Nah, bro. He's Serbian. That's a different level of.
I think Jimmy might have to survive him.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen. The Morris twins did not want it with the Jokic brothers.
Hey,
The Morris twins did not want it with the Jokic
Hey, no
brothers.
one talks
they
about
finna
it
let
anymore.
go of Morris. Pat was like, we need one of the serves now.
Yeah. Everybody was like, do you want Markieff Morris on the Bulls, and I was like, no, I need somebody tough. Not somebody that's going to job jack. Like
he was. All he did was push it. He shoved him pretty hard,
bro.
My man was out for like half the season.
No, I mean, he hit him hard. He hit him with a bow,
like a good forearm.
He hit him with the forearm shiver.
That's somebody coming at you 250 full speed.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. Any of y'all ever attack somebody and then walk away?
I told you it was a punk move.
No, it's not a punk move. It's a dumb move. Hey, I'm a hold on, let me all right, I'm out. You're not gonna do nothing to me. Like, did he really thought, you know, that he didn't think Jokic was gonna do nothing. He didn't think Jokic was about that life. Jokic was like, I fight for me. That's bogus.
What are the podcasts I listen to? They'd be like, are they regular white or spicy white? I think my man is spicy white.
Jokic is spicy white.
He's not a regular white. That's not a regular white boy.
It's just the fact.
That's a white boy with some flavor.
The fact of the Twitter account being made.
Hey, bro, his brothers made a Twitter account just to tell him watch your mouth.
Just to let you know to watch your mouth or we will pull up. That's all you need to know. Like,
hey, dog, you don't want smoke with them, bro. I'm gonna be real. It's them. And then to me, it's the Antetokounmpo brothers, bro. Because them bro, when somebody said something disrespectful to him in Greek.
Come here, big man.
And Giannis walked over behind Thanasis. Hey, come here. No. Come here. Hey, that man got out of there so quick. Hey, and you know he had to be far back, bro. Giannis got a 7'6" wingspan dang there. Like,
Giannis be laughing and joking, but I know don't nobody want to see that man get serious right quick.
Bro, that's why we need somebody tough on this team because, listen, you got to run up on Grayson Allen. You got to do something to him. You know what I mean?
Bro, he don't want no sin. He don't want no smoke. He don't be outside when he come to Chicago. He go straight to the bus.
How many times did he get drug tested?
Who?
Giannis. Because Giannis, I don't know if y'all remember. Giannis was a stick.
He was small. He was real small.
Seasons. Stupid small.
He was young, though. Didn't he get drafted at 17?
If you want looking bigger than Dwight Howard.
If you want to be honest,
that's not natural.
When you get some money and you start actually putting some money behind your nutrition, that is a big factor. I know it could very well be both. It could be that too. But I'm saying, like, once you actually, like, your nutrition the possibility of your nutrition when you have money and able to, like, hire a cook and not just, like, you know, eat, like, you was talking about the documentary they had on Disney Plus.
Right, yeah.
Where, like, where that came from and being poor and everything like that.
I ain't seen it yet. My dad was watching it the other day. He was like, I didn't know what it was. And then they said Giannis.
Yeah. Because I think at some point they were sharing shoes at practice, like,
yeah, that's what he said.
Like, I took off my, like, okay, cool. You go get us some shots now. So I'm like, once he's been able to put some money behind his nutrition and put some money into his body the right way, not just, you know, buying, you know, needles and stuff to inject it with, then you fine.
Yeah, it makes a difference. I mean, I think it's going to be, I'll say this. It's going to be interesting to see what Jovic becomes. Yeah. I think he's going to be a player in this league. I do. I think he's going to be nice. I don't know if I think
Petty's already a player. He got drafted.
Well, I mean, I think he's going to be more than just a dude, right? Like, he's not going to be Troy Brown. He's going to make an impact on the team.
Troy Brown is always catching multiple strays.
Like we shifted it from Kobe White to just Troy Brown.
Oh no, there's still smoke for Kobe for sure. But the
until he get off the team.
The interesting thing is, right, like when you look at, so we could talk about like all of those different guys that can come up and in this draft, right? Which team are you most optimistic about after the draft? Which team do you feel like, right? Like, I feel like Bulls fans, like, all of a sudden first off, Bulls fans got to understand that we're good.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I want us to be great too, but we're good. Bulls fans act like we blew a top 5 pick.
No. like we could be the Knicks.
Y'all blew the 28-3 in the Super Bowl.
We could be the Knicks. Like, no, like we are we're in a very much good place.
I mean, that number 4 pick is still up in the air.
Hey, that number 4 pick is still up in the air, but I'll tell you what, that number 4 pick is doing a lot more than doggone a lot of these dudes that have been drafted out here. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, who else did the Bulls pick up off the street? I saw a couple players.
So they picked up a couple of nice pieces off of the street. Now the difference in competition is definitely there, but they got what's his name, Justin Lewis, I believe,
because they picked up a DePaul kid.
Justin Lewis from Marquette,
Liberty.
and Javen Freeman Liberty or Javon Freeman Liberty, which I keep saying this on Twitter every time they talk about this kid, man. Like the Bulls worked him out. They had to have liked him because they brought his name up multiple times. Heck of a last name. Freeman Liberty, bro. And you want to play basketball, bro?
Well, his peoples was really glad they was free.
To be a civil rights activist.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying, bro? Hold on.
Yeah, Freeman Liberty.
Stefan Freeman Liberty out there. Yeah, I mean, like that's how he looking right now.
He said, I had a dream.
And then I woke up.
So he came from DePaul, right?
He came from DePaul.
Mississippi Red.
And the Bulls got Justin Lewis undrafted from
You just caught it. Boy. I'm trying to tell you right now, you got your life together, my brother.
Steph out here looking like he riding the back of cars in slow motion with I was born by the river playing in the background.
Put your hand in my back pocket.
Go to the general store, give me some cigarettes.
Right, you know what I'm saying? hey, Steph.
Hey, give him this note. Hey, give him this note.
hey, Steph definitely pull out his cigarettes like this.
So like I was saying, brother,
Give me a light back.
Hey, don't forget to put your hand in your pocket, lean forward, and move your hand like this and snap every 5 seconds.
I'm gonna need a light, brother. But yeah, they picked up a couple of nice players. Okay. I'll say this: Justin Lewis from DePaul, or not DePaul, from Marquette. The thing that I liked about him was that while he played lesser competition, the shots he were hitting, if it should translate to the NBA, because I mean, like, he was pulling up disrespectfully so.
Okay.
In people's face. Like, when you played good defense and somebody still jay it in your face and you just gotta hold that real quick. Yeah. Like, you gotta be like, bro, like, what the only other option I could have done to you was foul you, bro. Like, I got nothing left off of that. Like,
how tall is he?
Justin Lewis, I believe he is 6'7". Another guy with a very long wingspan as well. I think his is like 7'3", something like that. Oh, wow. Bulls have a type. He's 6'7", 245 pounds.
Bro, what was they putting in the chicken nuggets, dog?
16 points a game, 7 rebounds at Marquette. So could give you some rebounding help as well.
Not bad.
On top of that.
And then my guy from DePaul, is he just...
I don't think he's going to end up making the team. Maybe he will, but he's a Freeman Liberty. I believe he's a point guard. I hope he makes the team, right? Like, I hope at a minimum he makes the Windy City Bulls and gets a two-way deal where he can come back up. But he's 22 years old, out of DePaul, 6'4", 180 from Chicago, 21 points a game, 7 rebounds a game, 3 assists, 43% from the field.
Hey.
So he's definitely got game. But I mean, so we know what the Bulls got, right? Like, but was there a team that really stood out to y'all?
Detroit. I think Detroit all the way around. They won the draft, and OKC again. I think they did a good job as far as young teams within the draft. Ooh, don't. What was that? Said, buddy, almost did not make it. No, anyway. But no, I think OKC. Obviously with Chet, I thought they did. It was expected, but I think his game is going to translate well.
Right.
And I think Detroit is not going to be the laughing stock for a long time. I could see Detroit being on the scene and being a playoff contending team within the next 2-3 seasons with the right coaching. I like the collective of young stars they got over there, young potential stars they got over there.
Yeah.
Who did you like?
Since it's me, I think I think Detroit. I give it a year. I think they could shock some people because I think they could possibly be a play-in team with the
Next
way.
season?
Yeah, I think that they can be I think that they can be a playoff team. I mean, if you look at the people that they got, I mean, like you talking about Jaden Ivey, I think that's a great.
I like Jaden Ivey. I do like him.
Jalen Duran from
It's a good
Memphis
pickup.
is a really like you finally got a rim protector that's gonna be a live threat. Now I'm really and like I said, now I'm really interested because they do got the money. Do you go out and get a DeAndre Ayton? What's gonna be the move on that? I don't think that they're done with that. I also like OKC, and then the other team that I like it is definitely I like the Pelicans. I like the Pelicans. I like the moves that the Pelicans made. If you talk about EJ Liddell, bagging up Zion with the pieces that they already had. If Zion comes back and he's actually fully committed to playing, they could actually make the noise. I believe with the pieces that they already got.
I think the Pelicans all around, just with the team they had there, getting CJ down there, you know, you liked what they did. Big moves. I loved what they did with that, bro. They got CJ down there. You already had BI. I think now BI doesn't have to be the focus, which is even better. It means he's going to be able to score easier. You've got Zion Williamson with multiple options to kick the ball out to if he does get in trouble down there. Oh, by the way, Zion finishes with like a 69%, 9% finishing rate under the bucket. Yeah, I'm saying, like, it's ridiculous. So you gotta love everything that, to me, about the Pelicans. I will say this, right? I think Detroit, I'll agree with y'all that Detroit won the draft. The interesting thing about Detroit to me is, right, like, those young teams do take a while to gel. Mm-hmm. They take a while to figure it out. There's no vets really on that team. Who's the vet?
That's the part I was just about to mention. That's the one thing. If you look at, you know, obviously you look at the Knucklehead podcast and all that stuff. You know, you look at Darius Miles and Quentin Richardson. They mentioned a couple of those things when they didn't have any vets. Since they didn't have any vets, it was all those. They lost a lot of games, but then 1 or 2 possessions.
Yeah.
And that ended up being, you know, look back worse on the stat sheet, but they were really close. But then crunch time, and then all of a sudden now it's a 10-point game because you're playing a foul game and stuff like that.
Right.
A vet on your team changes that. It don't have to be an all-star vet, but someone who's been around long enough to know, hey, this is where we keep our cool. This is, you know, I'm gonna put you in your right spot. Calm down, young buck. Like those type of vets. If they can get one, and I don't think DeAndre Ayton is that vet.
No, I'll tell you exactly who it is, and I hope they don't
get him. Young himself. He's like 23 years old. Tell you, so like he's playing with a bunch of people there. I think they go out. They honestly, Rondo on that team changes that team.
I was gonna say Thad.
And you talking about New Orleans, right?
I hope they don't get in Detroit. Yeah, I hope they don't get him because I want the Bulls to get him back. But I was gonna say Thad Young. Thad Young is a vet. Coming off of the bench for them would make all the difference. Nah, not really Daniel Tice, because Daniel Tice hasn't been a lot. You got to think about it, right? Like, Thad's been in the worst of worst situations. He's been in some of the better situations, right? Like last season, he was in a really good situation when he got traded to Toronto. That stuff makes a difference, man. Like, when you having a vet on your team just to tell you how to, like, navigate not only just the game, but, like, hey,
your life outside.
We're trying to just get to this point this season. We're not going for everything. We're trying to get here this season, because if we can finish in the top 10, we got a chip in the chair. We can make some noise. We can figure out what we can do once we get into a 7-game series. And a lot of times, right, like in those situations with those young teams like that, that's what you want, because them mugs is too young, and you don't want to say, like, the phrase was always like, they too stupid to know they're not supposed to be there. I think that's disrespectful, but like, you're too, I don't even know how else to put it, right? Like,
it's like, you're too green. It's a version. Yeah. It's
you don't know that you're supposed to be scared of this dude on the other side.
It's like a good naivete. Like you're naive enough to know.
Naive. That's the good word.
You're naive enough to not figure like, okay, we not supposed to win. Who said we not supposed to win?
Now here's the thing. The reason I went Rondo is because Rondo doesn't take a spot away from those star players. Cade is a 2 guard. I think Ivy can play the 3, and then the other, I think Durham, I believe, if I'm not messing his name up, I'm thinking Daly in the back of my mind.
He's a center, yeah. And then you got Sadiq Bey. Well, no, Cade is the point.
Yeah, no.
Cade's your point. Sadiq Bey's your 2.
They got doing.
I saw Cade play off ball really well.
Yeah.
And so that lets me know in a clutch time situation, Cade is looking to score. Hey, I got a veteran point, championship experience.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. I mean, Rondo got 0 points, 23 assists at one point, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Rondo got some of the most wild stat lines ever.
Spot. So I would, and then Rondo's mentality. Rondo has a very rambunctious and infectious, attitude like that.
What's and they're pretty gritty over there as it is, right? Because they still got old boy that got into that
Isaiah
scuffle with
yeah, they got.
How does he develop? I hope he's not to bring up his old mess, but I hope he's developed past that to just be a player who can stand on his own skills.
I mean, Isaiah, the thing is, right, like, you need that guy. Like, even if he doesn't develop, even if he develops into 8 points, 8 rebounds.
Daniel Gafford.
No, Daniel Gafford actually was putting up numbers in Washington when he got the opportunity. When they was giving that man the ball on the run, Daniel Gafford was rim running out there. I was proud of that man. And he got the bag. Bro, Daniel Gafford getting like $13 million a year.
I'm happy for him.
Bro,
and he in Chocolate City.
Get paid.
And he in Chocolate City. Go ahead, brother.
Bro, I was tripping off of that. I was like, they paid Daniel Gafford
buying up all the Mambo sauce down there.
Nah, I think.
By the way, we are absolutely going down there and getting some of them wings. I know that this is an off the cuff statement. You gotta follow me with this, fellas. They sat there and said that it's a way of life. They don't even go there for those extracurricular activities. The food is really good. We got to go see what this food is really about. I don't care if we got to order from the outside, they bring it out. I don't care what has to happen.
We can DoorDash.
Going down south, we're getting some of these wings.
I think you can DoorDash at Magic City.
No, yeah, you can definitely DoorDash at Magic City.
Hey, but I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. If I'm DoorDashing at Magic City, you're not getting a tip. The tip is that you got to go inside Magic City, see some cheeks, and come back out. Like, yeah, I'm not tipping on that.
Whatever the case is, I'm going.
If we want to go early doing second shift,
expect
and then walk past the little old lady trying to get her stuff off. Like, that's fine. Like, coming to the stage is Ruthie, right? Grandma Ruthie. Oh shoot! What's up, Ruthie? Can I get a 6-piece? Throw some mild sauce on that thing.
Be honest with you. If I'm going inside at all, just to run the risk to say I was inside of there. Coming from where we come from, it ain't going to see no goddamn roof, right? I'm getting my wings.
He said, I better be walking past
Ruthie on
what's going down like that.
Hey, Ruthie on stage playing double dutch. Ruthie on stage playing double dutch in the second shift. Pow, 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 pow.
I'm getting my wings in my show if I'm going to sit there and take the bullet for this. You might know. I'm not that. I was that kid that I'm already past curfew. I might as well stay out 2 extra hours. Anyway, ain't gonna matter. I'm that kid. Don't do that. Right. Come on.
If I'm gonna be in trouble, I'm gonna be in trouble in this.
Right.
I'm gonna get in trouble. Wow. Like I'm
let's
not
make this.
Let's
earn this whooping. I'm finna earn this whooping. I ain't finna just
But you know what though?
I'm gonna earn this whooping. I'm gonna make you work.
Hey. Nah, that's crazy. But I think getting back to the original point though, I think why the Cavs accelerated so quickly was because you had the Rondo, you had the Kevin Love, you had that connection on the team. Coupled that with JB Bickerstaff. I remember JJ Redick interviewing Kevin Love, and then he's legitimately telling Darius Garland like, "Yo, you like." Dropped 25 and 15 on Chris Paul. Like that's something that you need to be proud of. Like we can keep this up. Like you Evan Mobley and Jared Allen is the future, and even Jared Allen to that sense because the Nets, wasn't really good until D'Angelo Russell got there that 1 year. So you got to think he's been through everything as well. So you guys are absolutely right when you say that. It's just interesting to see what type of vet they're gonna bring in now because. Now that they got Durant, I don't actually think they need to bring in an Aiden.
I kind of agree with that as well. I think Ayton was a long shot anyway, right? Like he had kind of talked about, I don't mind being in Detroit. I wouldn't mind coming there and it'd be a lot of fun, blah, blah, blah. But I think Ayton's trying to put himself in the best position to negotiate, right? Like you can't trash Detroit if you think that they're going to pay you the most money right now. Because, I mean, listen, I'll tell you what, a lot of the teams that we thought were going to be in these big man competitions, the Bulls may be, but like probably not, because you know they're going to give Zag the bag, watch that now. I got some Zaza. And you know they're going to give Zach the bag. And then, you've got your $10 million mid-level exception, possibly a trade for Kobe White that you can kind of pair in with that, where you might be able to get a little more money in there, right? But you're still talking about $17, $18 million that you're giving somebody, not 30 to 35. So the Bulls off rip probably are out on a lot of these major big men, unless they end up moving a whole bunch of money for one guy, and it doesn't seem like AK's in on that. We thought Dallas was going to be another player in on the big man market, right? They went and got Christian Wood.
Well, technically,
you know what I'm saying?
Technically, we don't know because free agency ain't open. And one thing I know about Mark Cuban is he gonna spend that bag.
Mark Cuban's gonna spend the bag, right? But it's still a how is your team gonna fit together, right? Like maybe you can throw Christian Wood and DeAndre Ayton on the floor at the same time, but like. I don't see it working. You know what I'm saying? Like they're occupying the same space.
Luka on the same.
I think that would be
you need another shooting big to me.
You can't have you can't.
Three.
I've never seen. Listen, and this is for some odd reason, I don't know why there's a delay, but that gets me every single time. But anyway, you can't have DeAndre Ayton, who wants you to play through him, on a team with Luka and Christian Wood. You have to have another big who lives for that rebound, that defense, and can score, not someone who wants to score and then everything else is just like an accessory to his main style of game. It just doesn't happen, especially if they keep Jalen Brunson. So now you're gonna have three scorers, three people who want the ball, and then Christian Wood. That's not gonna really work. I honestly see DeAndre Ayton going to New York.
But even that, right? Like Ayton in New York, that's the same conversation you keep saying. They got nothing but forwards. They got nothing but centers.
But see, that's why it works out, because guess what Phoenix kind of really needed? They needed defense, other interior defense. They needed some other forwards. They're kind of lacking in that area. It worked.
Well, I mean,
Phoenix is guard heavy.
The thing is, that's a matter of if you do a sign and trade, right? Like New York probably could sign him straight out. They probably could offer him straight up the bag. If Phoenix wants to match it, that's on Phoenix, right? But like, I wouldn't do a sign and trade with Phoenix because I know y'all don't want him.
Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson for DeAndre Ayton?
They don't have to, is what I'm saying.
I mean, they don't. He's a
restricted
sign and trade could be part how the deal goes down and make the money work. If they both agree that, hey, we like those two pieces and you're going to lose them from practically nothing, then that will be how that works. Because ultimately, it doesn't matter long as I get the pieces I want.
Yeah, but I think the difference with the Knicks is, right, like the Knicks can actually just go out and be like, we're going to pay you. So we're going to sign you to your bag. We're going to give you $32 million a year. It is what it is. And then I'm going to trade Mitchell Robinson. I'll sign and trade Mitchell Robinson because I know the Bulls want him. Send me something over there. Send me Kobe White. I need a shooter. You know what I'm saying?
Knicks like going after Jalen Brunson. They're willing to offer him $100 million.
That's the other news too. We heard Knicks on Brunson a lot. So that's the other news that you got to take into account too.
They've always they draft and trade that type of point guard very frequently.
Bro,
like
I feel like the Knicks are
Knox wasn't Knox that type of guy, but they didn't get the results out of him.
The Knicks are the home of showed me a little bit of thigh. Now I'm sign my life savings over to you.
The Knicks have the wrong coach.
Oh my God.
The Knicks have
the wrong owner.
You know what the Knicks are?
That's the Knicks problem. The Knicks problem, you could put as many coaches that have come through there that have been like the coach and the owner have to at a minimum be on the same page when your owner is as involved as James Dolan is. That's his name, right? James Dolan.
James Dolan is involved.
I know it's James.
He's involved.
He's not really involved.
No. He's involved in. I want to show you that I got big money. So now I'm gonna make a decision that's gonna screw y'all up.
Hey,
That's also a misnomer too. He represents the group that owns the Knicks. He doesn't own the Knicks.
Yeah, but he's the
He
one.
gets attributed with ownership because
he's
he's the
the
most visible piece.
But
it's
he's
almost like the conglomerate of athletes that bought that baseball team.
Yeah, but he's the face of it that's saying this is the direction that we're gonna go.
I think the Knicks is honestly just and shout out to Ken and Jimmy on this. The Knicks is like a bunch of mugs off 90 Day Fiance. Like legitimately, like I'm a meet
not caught up on 90 Day Fiance, my boy. You gotta explain that one to me.
No, but what it is, no, just follow me. Cause so basically, the premise on 90 Day Fiance is I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna see you look nice and everything. I'm gonna meet you twice. You look real good. I'm gonna sign everything away. I'm gonna sign everything away to you, and I'm gonna marry you. And it's 90 days, and you just gonna be with me for the rest of your life, even though this is a mistake. But this is basically what we do.
And you watch that show?
Hey, bro, that was my question coming next, bro.
It is very popular.
I'll watch it.
To shoot him some mail, it is very popular. People love the ridiculousness.
They got me into it. I ain't gonna lie.
People love watching other people ruin their lives. Like
they definitely do.
But that's essentially what it is. Like, you look real nice. I got 90 days for us to do this thing, and then after that, it's gonna wreck me. And get this, I'm on the hook for you for 10 years after that.
For 10 years? Why they on the hook for 10 years?
Because I need to show that I can sponsor you while you're here for 3 months.
Oh, some of them be like looking for
once you're in the country, I'm responsible for you.
Bro, and Muggs try to clown me.
It's 7. It's 7 weekly.
This is my thing. And Muggs try to clown me for watching anime.
Why?
Muggs got the nerve to try and clown me for watching anime, and that's what they sitting there watching, bro.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you this. I don't care what you watch. That type of reality TV, I ain't trying to ever. That's about the dumbest thing ever.
Hey, that's what the Knicks is.
First of all, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hey, yeah, and the Knicks.
I'm telling you,
I'm getting to the point where I don't even want to watch basketball unless if it wasn't for what we do, because we watching other people go to work.
You said what?
I don't even, if it wasn't for what we do, and obviously being a sports fan, obviously I'm gonna watch the sports, right? But we watching other people go to work. Do y'all realize that? Reality TV show or not, whatever you watch on this show, on this screen, is someone's job.
Yeah.
And it makes me think I might as well be working because this idiot is working, right?
Yeah, for real.
Like, I should be working. Like, that's how I feel now. I'm getting that type of hunger and drive back to the point where it's like, dog, all right, let's work. Because if you could get paid doing this stupid stuff, please, Ray J can have a number 1 single, and do you see what he just did? Omarion got a tour.
We finna record the One Wish remix.
Like, we got enough people here. We just gotta be in the background. Hey, kid, we all just gotta be in the background. Just one wish, one wish, one wish.
Oh God, we sound better than what he did.
Hey,
I'm about to take 6 months of lessons and make an EP. I promise you, we get out the hood by James.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page, man. You getting all kind of content on this John here, man. Have fun, enjoy it. We're gonna have a day on this, man. We still want to talk about a few things from the draft and from the weekend, man. I will say this, and I kind of just from the team as a whole. I want to ask y'all this because I feel like there's a lot of shifting. I said shifting that's about to come in the NBA next season, especially in the Eastern Conference. Mm. I mean, why did that take you out, bro? Why did that take you out, bro? Why did me saying that take you out like that?
You cool?
I don't know, dog. You got it. It's the way you said it and clarified it. I should have shifted.
Bro.
Yo, what difference about that though?
Hey, you got to make sure people know what you're saying out here, man.
True.
You say shift, you never know. All of a sudden, you know, like now I'm in the back room somewhere. But no, I mean,
right there.
I mean, when you're talking about right, like where the Eastern Conference is going to be next season. Of course, we're gonna break it down on the Bulls level, but right, like Brooklyn might not be the same team next year.
True.
The Knicks might actually get a big money deal. You might see. Here's the weird thing, right? Like talking about Brunson, like for your Jalen or your 90-day fiance, you dig? Like that's how I feel about Jalen Brunson. It's like, no, I think he can actually play. I think he's a good player. 4 years, $100 million, a lot of money though. Like I don't know if he's that level of player on a consistent basis yet. Like he showed you that for a half a season.
Pay that man. Pay that man his money.
Hey, but you know,
$100 million. You got to think about it like this: if he plays 90% of what he did last season, that's $100 million player. If he gives you more, you got him on a deal. Because if he can play better than what he did, backing up Luka, basically, that you're talking about an all-star player. All-star players put you in a 120 to 150 range nowadays.
You are
over 5.
But you also talking about
if I get you for 100, that's a deal.
Yeah, but you're also talking about a player that is next to, I mean, arguably one of the best players in the NBA. Like when he was by himself, he was doing it too. He was definitely playing. He was definitely balling right. But doing it for 82 games and the playoffs, and I mean, 4 years, $100 million, they hitching their wagon to you. Like you're the guy now.
Right.
So like, can you be the guy 24/7? I'm not saying that he can't. I'm just saying that he showed you a little something, and the Knicks are like, we got to have that. And they're quick to jump at stuff like that. And they've done that before. They've done that many times before because they be like, we need a player here to prove that we're the Knicks. And I'm going to tell you this right now. You bring Jalen Brunson in, you pay him all that money, perfect. Your point guards ain't your problem.
No.
Your team construction.
What point guard they got?
They got Emmanuel Quigley and RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett is not their point guard. I don't know
Barrett
why
is
you
their
keep
point
making
guard,
this
bro.
mistake. It's the fourth time saying it, dog.
Hey.
RJ Barrett is a 2 guard and a forward.
RJ Barrett is a 2 guard that can barely shoot.
That's his problem.
Yeah,
but he ain't no point guard.
But again, but again, right? Team construction. Again, team construction. Right? Like, so, but even that, right? Like, to me, your point guards or the players on the floor aren't where you need to start. You need to rebuild this team in a more even fashion to where your best player isn't the dude that only goes one direction, or at least give the dude that only goes one direction some help going the other direction with another player down there that can help him out a little bit and space the floor. Having Mitchell Robinson in there, yeah, it's nice as a backup role, but at the same time, right, like, your best floor spacer is Evan Fournier, who's the king of being Mr. Up and Down. He might as well be at Magic City.
You stupid. I think that's a mistake they made.
Like, bro, he'll have 28 one game, and then the next game he'll have 4.
That takes some athleticism. But I mean,
the bars he just had, dog. Pat woke up and chose violence.
Oh.
He needs to be Mr. Up and Down. What? What?
Hey, bro.
Lyric breakdown.
Come
to you soon.
Run it back. I just did.
I mean, Lupe did just drop. So
Lupe just dropped. The lyrical entendres are flipping inside my mind. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I didn't hear it yet.
It's a very chill vibe. It's Lupe doing his normal, like, I'm finna like flip a double entendre into a quadruple entendre. And like, you gotta sit down with like the glasses on and like flip through a dictionary and be like, yeah, I see what you did there.
He is talking about his life while talking about everyone else's life and society all at the same time. Like he usually do.
Yeah. Lupe.
And it's like
you know what? I would love to know or learn how you develop that.
Yeah.
Develop
Because
flipping bars like that? That's a gift, bro.
The triple entendre in itself is one of the hardest feats in hip hop.
Hey, and Lupe does it multiple times on every song.
Like Jay-Z called himself the king of the triple entendre, and I was like, nah. But then Lil Wayne became the king of the triple entendre for a while.
Now Wayne, see, this the thing. This the thing. Wayne definitely had it for a little while, where like you could break down the meaning of a bar like 17 different ways.
Hey, we was blue when he pronounced have or have like have, and we was like,
yeah, I know, right?
They have them, I shall have them. Oops. I'm so crazy.
Hey, bro, Wayne was on a whole different level with flipping it, but Wayne would also sprinkle in like swagger tighter than a yeast infection, fly go hard like geese erection. What? I mean by that, boy. Wait a minute. Hold on, Wayne. Now listen, you the GOAT. I got you. I'm with you.
Hey,
I'm with you.
hey, he do the same thing with Night Talk.
Hey, bro. Yeah, hey.
He do the same thing with Night Talk.
I mean, you got to think
with
about it. He has
going on with
to
geese
find
erection,
a way
bro?
to make something. He had to find something that could fly, and something that could well, I
Hey,
guess
it was geese.
Fly.
It was geese in the lot of the
Fly
studio.
go hard like geese erection, bro. It's tough. I'm just saying. I'm just like you got to think about that.
it makes me wonder why he thought of it.
You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest question mark there. You know what I mean? So,
Like, how much lean do you need to sip to start thinking on that level? Because it's like, I don't think I want to.
but right, like I don't even know how we got down this road. This is really a podcast at this point. But when you look at it, right, like as flipping bars go, like Lupe does it so much that you take it for granted. Like he's one of the Lupe is to me like a kind of like a Luka or a Devin Booker, like not like the best in the game, right? But you see them do so much amazing stuff. Like, no, I say this. Lupe, rap wise, is how people look at Steph making crazy shots.
Okay.
Like, you don't look at Steph making like a half court pull up.
It's expected.
Knocking it down, shimmying anymore. Like, oh my God, I can't believe he just did this. Like, you look at it and you be like, no, that's Steph. Of course he did.
Right.
Like, I feel like that's how Lupe is. And so, like, he's never going to get that. Like, he would probably have to have a label pushing him again for him to get the high heights that he's at.
So who's Wayne?
I mean, Wayne is like a LeBron type player. Like, he's a player that, like, no matter what he does at this point, he's already solidified in hip hop heights.
Yeah, the fact that he can
like Wayne J.
Some of his latest feature verses have been putting him back up there.
Bro, Wayne is going crazy out here.
Feature
Wayne
Wayne
dropped some
feature
really good
21
verses in the
Savage,
last
like,
2-3
right there,
years.
right
I don't know
now.
why people keep making it seem like he hasn't. There was a debate whether or not he's fallen off, and I'm like, he fell off at one point. But
he did. Nah, you know what? I will say it was a recent fall off because that album he did with Rich the Kid was awful.
you mean the album he did that Rich the Kids put his name on?
That was a look for him.
That's even worse.
That was a look for Rich.
Yeah,
that was a look for Rich
that was a
Kid.
terrible album.
That was a look for Rich the Kid.
I think Lil Wayne just needs to go ahead and change the way he look. He don't look good.
Hey, Wayne is 39.
He just want to skate, bro.
Bro,
real.
I don't care what he want to do. I'm all for you
Wayne just be
being
out
an
doing
artist
whatever,
and being all this stuff, but he looks horrible.
Me and Kid literally asked, we were like, is Wayne sick? Or is this just drugs? Because I pulled up the picture from, what was it, Carter 4, I think? Wayne was jacked. Like he was like, like he was swole. Like,
when he just got out of jail?
For his size.
Well, of course, for his size, he can only get so big. But like, no, he was out of jail already at this point. Carter 4 came out, he was out of jail already.
I think it's drugs.
But then on the other side of it, bro, like that man was like, he was jacked. And then like I pulled up the other picture, Kid was like, ooh. Oh yeah, he looked real bad.
He got to take care of himself.
I think I don't know if it's just drugs or if that man's sick, but that was
when you moving, to me, when you living fast, and you moving faster, which is
Living
probably one of
life
his
in the
bars.
fast lane.
It's just it take a toll on you, and if you're not really taking care of yourself, I mean, skating is cool, and certainly he probably getting some exercise and everything from that. But I'm like, what is he putting in his body is the biggest thing.
Dog, let's call a spade a spade. We all know that those teeth ain't his. So what I would love for Wayne to do, for just try it out. You're getting old enough. Cut them whack dreads off your head because they don't look good no more.
But he lose a dread for every feature.
He losing a dread at this point, and it just don't look good no more. Cut that joint out, dog. Cut the joint out. Get the tattoos removed from your face. You saw Birdman got that big stupid star removed off his head. Go ahead and remove the tattoos off your face because guess what? It don't look good. And then go ahead and put you some pearly whites in for a second, and let's just build it back up. Let's build it back up a little differently because the look that you had, like he still think it's 2008.
Hey, I'm keeping
It
the
ain't
tears though.
2008
In
now.
2008, he had regular looking dreads though. He just had the black dreads. He was
growing them.
swole.
He slapped them platinum diamond things in his mouth.
But he had those. He didn't have
them was
those
braces, I
for a
thought,
minute.
he
No,
was talking
those are his teeth.
Because he
got all diamond teeth.
Okay, so that's what it is.
He got them removed when he went to jail.
Yeah.
He said, "Nah, you take them out. And you put them back in."
For you to know exactly what that is, all it is he got both rows dental implant. Now it could be a veneer, but I highly doubt they're veneered.
No, his was a veneer
I thought it was
because
cap.
he got no. I don't think his. I think his are actually in there. Like I think they in the
Like he got
gum.
capped. Like all of those are his teeth. He got capped like that, which means that his teeth underneath are nothing. It's horrible. It's just it's shaved down. I'm dissing him, man, because listen, two of those teeth right there probably pay for everything we need to make this studio
Hey,
work.
bro, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like he needs to update his look.
How did we get here?
His look.
Hey, I don't know.
How did we get here?
We started on Lupe.
We started on Lupe. Man, this is a show of ADD, bro. Y'all understand that, right? He said Lupe just dropped an album. Kids said, I got to listen to it, and we're here.
Yeah. Hey.
We started talking about the king of the triple entendre. Jay-Z came up, Lil Wayne came up, and now we're talking about Lil Wayne, and he don't look so hot.
But the question was on was on the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, you compared somebody.
You did say.
Oh, it's my fault now.
Lupe and Steph.
I mean, you can complain.
No,
you
literally,
can complain about it, or you can roll with it.
No,
and
I'm really just. No, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I just like how conversation works like that. I'm trying to think how we got here. I literally said
Lupe was Steph.
No, this was before all of that. I said, they finna pay Zach the bag, but I said Zag bag, and you said double entendre.
Oh yeah.
And then he says Lupe coming out. Like, we have a horrible ADD on this show. How this conversation got here. Hey, the audience is sitting there like,
I'm gonna go listen to that new Lupe.
Audience is just amazed that you trying to figure that part out.
hey, bro, it is what it is. Shout out to all of y'all that's sticking around, man, showing that love. Y'all know y'all be coming through showing love, especially on the Bulls content. So big love to y'all, man.
Watch me pivot. You ready? Watch this pivot. You ready? You ready? Boom. So check this out, though. So we was talking about the Nets and the Knicks and all of them people, right? But realistically, we need to talk about how, hey, don't seem like Kyrie gonna be sticking around for this joint. Can't really blame him. The Nets kind of messed that up themselves as well. You can agree to disagree. I think Kyrie is the scapegoat for a lot of stuff because, hey, the Nets told him to sit down when he was healthy, and they said he couldn't even practice with the team when the NBA said he could. Y'all gonna figure that out for yourselves. But all I'm saying is Kyrie ain't the only person to blame for that. And because of that, that's why I think Kevin Durant ain't gonna stick around, because it's like it's more of along the lines of, hey, management did say this. Y'all really didn't act this way. So cool. I'm gonna go ahead and head out, right? I like KD on Portland. I'm gonna be honest with you. KD on Portland fits to me. Portland just seemed like a KD type of town. KD is probably the greatest Swiss Army knife we've ever seen. He don't want to do nothing but hoop. I don't have to be the guy. I can be the guy that gives you the assist because I'm gonna get whatever I'm gonna get regardless. I'm KD. Like he's that person. So at this point, I want to see KD and Dame team up. I want both of them to have to recreate their careers. I want KD to finally be able to say, yeah, I want a team with somebody else, or a team. You got to think about it. If KD wins a ring with Dame in Portland, be the first ring they've ever won.
Well, I mean, if KD wins in Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken, ain't that the first ring they would have won in the NBA?
True.
Brooklyn messed that up.
But okay,
Brooklyn messed that
okay,
up.
but I got a retort for you. So the bus driver comments though, because I feel like, to me, the reason why, because the whole bus driver statement, because I don't think KD was ever gonna get that love, because in Golden State it's Steph and then it's Clay, but it's always gonna be Steph over KD. I think it's still gonna be the same even if he was to go to Portland and Dame is getting that love.
It would be
still,
Dame's championship.
Right. So you still.
No.
But
You might not look at it that way, but you got to think about it's Dame that's been in Portland for what, 12, 13 years now. They've literally acquiesced and tried to do everything to make it work for him, and he's stuck around through some horrible teams that they put together over there. And so like I could see them, I could see that being this is Dame getting us the ring, and it took KD coming here to get it, but Dame is definitely going to be the focal point of that. The praise on that.
I think media totally killed KD's career, because people in Golden State don't even look at KD the same way as the media portrays him. Like, the people in the Bay Area really represent and say, yeah, if it wasn't for KD, we wouldn't have had those other two rings. Like, they're very reasonable people. Like, I love the Bay Area fans, because I haven't met many who sit there and diss KD like the national media does.
I don't love the Bay Area fans at all. I think that they there's a reason I side with Chuck on that.
Totally different argument, though.
I side with Chuck on that. They came out the gate like they were the greatest team ever created of all time, and I was like, dang, bro, like,
with KD, yes, they were.
No, I'm talking about before KD was even a thought in Golden State. Just when Golden State started winning games, the Muds was having conversations like there was no team that could ever rival the Golden State Warriors. But here's the thing that I'll say about KD moving around. I don't care if he leaves Brooklyn. I really don't. I do think he would have to go to a team that you would look at as not having a superstar on it to get that level of respect, right? Like, I think to be honest with you, he could go to Miami. Yeah, because nobody looks at anybody on that team as a superstar, right? So KD would come in there and put him over the top. He would be the reason that they were put over the top. And if we being real,
following LeBron's footsteps,
essentially. But no, not really, because D Wade was still a superstar level player.
Yes,
to me, he's done nothing different than what LeBron has done.
Because LeBron is, as a Miami fan, I can honestly say, LeBron went to college.
That's what it was.
LeBron went to college basically when he was with us. If KD was to do it, he's automatically the bus driver, because we love Jimmy. But Jimmy's clearly the number two on that. In that situation, KD's the bus driver, and I think he could get us over the hump. I mean, like,
the only question I have about that, like, you worried about Jovic surviving Jimmy Butler. KD would be, hey, bro, listen, hey, Jimmy gonna beat you up in practice.
Hey, that's the thing. They both up at 5. They both just want to hoop, because they both really don't go out like that.
They would rock with each other simply for the fact that KD's work ethic is ridiculous. Like, KD's workout is one of the most intense workouts in the league. Yeah. So, Jimmy just want people that's gonna hoop. And if you gonna hoop, what does Jimmy have to say to you? First of all, it's KD. I don't care what nobody say. You put KD on your team, you got 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists a game. That's what his average is. That's his career average.
But AD don't want to give up the package I said to go get him.
Don't.
What package did you say go get?
I said I said
didn't
if I was the Bulls, I would send DeMar Vooch. Who all did I say? DeMar Vooch, Kobe, and P. Will. And at the time, I said I would have sent the 18th pick, and you sent me Seth and KD back to the team.
And I said take P. Will out of that.
No, yeah, P. Will's gone.
Yeah, I said
P. Will.
And I love P.
P. Will is the only reason Brooklyn would even make the call is because they think P. Will is going to be with the rest of the league. Think he's going to be.
And I said that with everything minus P. Will was cool, but adding P. Will to that was too much.
It's KD. I still said it. It's KD.
Which technically makes the most sense.
P. Will, Kobe, and DeMar.
That's a lot, right?
And
it's a lot.
Hey, kid.
That's a lot.
Hey, kid. Your starting lineup is Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, Kevin Durant, maybe Ayo Dosunmu if you want to play KD at the 4. I'd rather play him at the 3 so you can go out and find you a big on a mid-level exception, and maybe you had a rookie play some minutes. You have Alex Caruso off of the bench, Ayo Dosunmu, Seth Curry.
I would only do that very deal if you sign Dwight Howard, who's looking to get back into a starting lineup situation. I would do that if I could have a Dwight Howard.
Why can't you? You got to understand, it's Kevin Durant on the team now. You can have any low money player you want.
Yeah, because I mean,
I go get Andre Drummond.
We're going to chase a ring.
I go get Andre Drummond again.
We're going to
Andre Drummond, a free agent.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, you do that deal. Because KD's the rumor around a KD trade is going to be the biggest trade package in NBA history. That's the rumor around it. It will equate to the biggest trade deal ever. He's that type of player. So as much hate as he get, every coach, every GM, they want a KD type player because name one team he can't fit on. Still be true. KD.
What is the biggest trade deal right now? Who got traded for the biggest? James Harden?
James.
That can't be the biggest trade deal.
I think it was.
If you're talking about the haul that they got back, then it's James. Other than that, the other one that I could probably think of is Drew Holiday.
No, that one actually wasn't that big, but when you break it down, it was huge because of how many he got traded for. What was it? It was like 7 first-round picks.
Yeah.
Legitimately, he gets it. If y'all go look it up and break it down, now it's through different roundabout ways. I think it was a 3-team trade and all of that. But if you break it down, the Bucks only got Drew Holiday. And essentially 7 first-round picks got moved just to get Drew Holiday to the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay. You got a ring out of it. Worked out.
I got a ring out of it, too. And they were one injury away for a repeat. By the way, Bucks are still the king of the East. I don't care. I don't know why everyone keeps putting the Celtics over them. The Bucks are still the king of the East.
Well, I mean, I feel that. They beat them. I subscribe. I've always subscribed to. Well, this is the problem,
Boston
right? We can say that Boston's not scary, but Boston can knock down the 3 ball.
That's fine.
Bud's still there, ain't he? Bud's still coaching there.
Hey, as long as Bud is still
coaching there,
they're not getting another ring.
As long as Bud is still coaching there, I would be surprised if they got another ring because they play that style of defense. Yes, it does work, and yes, it does work in certain scenarios, right? But over a 7-game series, if you're gonna say no, think about this, right? Like they didn't even get to play the Brooklyn Nets. But if the Brooklyn Nets had ever gotten any traction, they had Kyrie Irving, Seth Curry, and Kevin Durant on their team. Okay. That's a 4-0 sweep. You're gonna give me threes. You were like I often wonder if Milwaukee realizes.
Here's the problem.
We're gonna play the percentages.
Here's the problem, and here's the one thing that is definitive in this entire playoff run: the team that won the points in the paint battle won the series. Go look it up. The team that dominated in the paint every series won. Playoff basketball is different. He's not saying I'm gonna leave you wide open, but he's not gonna chase down them deep threes. Had they going against Golden State?
I mean, they was wide open though.
They would have
And
got
Brooklyn, I mean,
got
and to
smoked
be honest with
against
you,
Golden
not
State.
Brooklyn, but the Celtics, very up and down team, and maybe they were hitting them, maybe they weren't. But if Chris Middleton plays that series, it's not even close. It's not going 7 games. Chris Middleton closes out those games. That 18 points a game right there, closeout situations, please. That's a big 18.
36.
It's a big 18.
I mean,
and on top of that, the defensive presence he puts on it. I mean, you got Jason Tatum cooking. What's that boy name? We all don't like him.
Wes Matthews and Grayson.
What's
Allen.
his name?
Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen.
Wes Matthews.
You
and
had
Grayson
him. You had Grayson Allen come in looking like a star against us. He got cooked against the Celtics.
Hey, Grayson Allen.
He got cooked.
So you know what the best assessment I saw of it was? Somebody said Grayson Allen looked like when you go to the court and you having a day and you know you're not supposed to be having that good of a day.
That was what Grayson Allen was having.
Hey, bro, I say I've had that day. Well, like all of a sudden the rim looked huge, and for some reason I'm knocking down deep 3-pointers in people's face, knowing that like, hey, I'm PJ Tucker in this one. I'm a corner three, brother. I'm gonna knock down a corner three. I'm gonna play great defense. I'm gonna facilitate for you.
I real talk though. So like, have y'all ever been to the court and then like y'all put a Draymond though? Oh no, not even a Draymond. A DeMar DeRozan.
You can't say pull the Draymond, bro, because that's a wide range of things. Have I ever tried to pull another man's shorts down? No, I haven't. Steph.
Not a Draymond, my fault. But a DeMar DeRozan, like you knocking down threes and you know you don't hit them, but you up there giving mugs that look like, yeah, nah, this is what I do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
I did that.
And you know,
I was playing against a dude.
On your best day, you probably like.
We was at Export. I think AD was there with me, and we was playing against a dude named Pearl. Pearl and his brother have played overseas on the African national team. They're really good hoopers. And you know, like they played with us, and it was cool, and we always jaw jack a little bit, talk trash. I'm a good enough defender that I can stick with him and stuff like that. But I know, right, like on my best day in a 1-on-1, that he plays a level of basketball I'm never gonna be able to get to. But for some reason this day, me and Pearl was going at it. I got a steal on him, ran down the court, pull up 3, Jade in his face, bow. Pearl come down the other end, step back, got me going the wrong direction. I ain't gonna talk on that. Pulled that mug up, bow. I come back down. They was like, do it again. I'm like, all right. I stopped Steph Curry, half court range, pull it, looked him in the eye and said, take that with you. Bow. I knew it shouldn't have went in. Hey, but I was so hyped that it went in. That I had to talk trash. Stop, put some respect on my name, Pearl. Pearl's like, who is this? This man been here for 6 months. He ain't never hit that 3.
I need to get back on the court because I think unbelievably your whole personality changed in the moments. Like I'm quiet. I'm quiet as a mouse. I'm usually chill, but let me hit that shot, boy. I'm talking.
Hey,
not like yo. You be like, is that me? Yeah,
that'd be the only shot
I'm out here, boy. Boy, who gave you your pants coming to gym?
Hey, bro,
who brought you here?
I'm about to get the export back up, man. I got to get back up there and get the moving with it, man. Because I'm
get the jumper back.
Hey, man, I'm getting right. You know what I'm saying? Look at these legs out here. Stop playing with your boy, man. You're getting right out here.
My man,
look at that calf out here.
Look at my man.
Fam, if you don't pull them shorts back down,
hey, man, don't be mad at her.
She just do, dog.
They said it's Hoochie Daddy season.
Right, now Pat got the Hoochie Daddies on. He got the Hoochie Daddies on.
Let me out this jam, dog.
He just uncomfortable because I got him right there on the screen.
Listen, and then he cocked his legs open so you can see him even more. Bow. Like, what is
it? Come on now.
My man got the Hoochie Daddies. Oh, bro.
Hey, I can only imagine. It just smells like Italian Pat down there. Hey, listen.
But AD's on the couch.
Listen, it's just he just looked like he like the Italian Rock right now. It's like
Rocco.
Dog, can you imagine this though? Like Pat has never been muscular. He was either skinny or big, but let Pat get like muscular.
Bro.
First off, I'm never gonna have my shirt on this show. Never gonna have my shirt on this show.
Yeah.
Hey,
so you know what this
every 5
Bulls the winning city breathe. Pop to the side. AD. He can't.
Take that, bro. brother. Take that, brother. Take that.
Now we got a word from our video sponsor.
Cold always ready.
And that's the bottom line. You know why? Because Pat the designer said so.
Hey, I like.
Let me tell you about Manscaped, brother.
Hey, no. Hey.
Do your balls
Mine
need
ain't gonna know
shaving?
Hey, I don't know about you, but I feel comfortable.
What?
I'm on the side of the group. Hey, y'all seeing this, right?
Hey, bro.
Hey, dog.
Oh man, don't let me get in shape, bro. I'm finna be a monster out here, bro. Hey man, it's all
Every
good.
time we get on camera, he ain't even gonna look into the cameras. Welcome back to the show.
It'll be an episode of Baywatch inside. And a beach inside.
Pose every 5 seconds, dog. Hey, listen, you gotta do it one good time. Hey, you might as well do it by now. Like, hey, we might as well make the commitment, document the process, and just go ahead and give you a flex show. Just one good time. And just make a parody out of
just
the
a
whole
full,
thing.
just a full 8-minute video. Just
Yep.
turn
Oh, my
around, give him the
God.
back.
Hold on, Petty.
I
You
was telling Maya's doing,
know we got to
TikToks
put him in the
talking about her
tanning
vain
booth.
husband.
He gonna be pat up here, but like Kramer after he got the tan down here.
Hey, bro. Nah, I tan nice, bro. I gotta cut the grass with the shirt off. You know what I'm saying? But I'm too embarrassed to do it. It's the
man
mix
right
of
here. I'm telling you, he
melanin
gonna be a whole
and
different
Italian.
monster. He gonna be a whole different monster. Watch.
I'm gonna be a monster out
Maya's
here, bro.
gonna be on TikTok talking about some. My husband spends more time in the mirror than I do.
Hey, bro.
He gonna be thirst trapping.
Bro.
It's gonna be all the
Oh,
R&B.
I ain't gonna lie to you,
all the
bro.
things
I'm
back.
finna have the neighborhood on deck, bro. Muzz finna be mad at me because I'm gonna be definitely cutting the grass with no shirt on, bro.
They'll be like, "Hey, Mr. Pet the Designer."
You know what I'm saying? Got the shorts on. Stop playing with
you gonna have 90-year-old.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Hey, if you think I'm above using sexy to get this show cracking, you think again, brother. I'm not gonna go as far as the OnlyFans out here, but I absolutely will be shirtless on this mug to get the show cracking.
Hey, hold on. Look at your man. Now look at me.
Exactly.
Look at your man.
Sadly,
Now look at
he
me.
isn't me. But if you start working out like Pat the Designer, he could think he's me.
That's
So
the evolution of
Break the
Pat's
wrist,
journey
walk
right
away.
there. The
Hey,
moment
man.
he becomes a fitness dude, I guarantee you, he gets like 1,000, like 100,000 subs, and all of a sudden he gonna be like, "I've been talking sports every day my entire life,
Bro.
The first time I'd actually care about myself. Look what happened."
Hey,
And
man.
all of a sudden he driving Teslas and stuff.
Yeah,
like
for
that.
sure. Glazing caramel on myself in the car.
Blazing.
I don't know what to do with that one, Pat.
I drop jokes like that just to get that face right there.
Why'd you
Hey,
choose
man.
that?
Why'd you go with that bar?
What made you go with that?
So many options.
me and
So many
Fun Flex in the car getting what?
Made you go with that.
What made you go with that bar? Hey, man.
Hey, Pat. This whole time I realized AD didn't know why we were saying it until you said that part.
No. He knew. He said it. He said it before.
Because Tyler
He
was
said it
going
before.
crazy.
Tyler was wilding on that bar. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for showing love, tuning in, rocking with the show, man. Was it anything? Oh, no, I did want to ask. So how do we think the East is going to be shaped up next year, man? How do we think the East is going to be shaped up next year? Do we think, right, where do we think the Bulls are, of course? Where do we think Brooklyn is? Is Brooklyn a completely different team? Are they in the rebuild here? Because Brooklyn's best option to me, I'm not going to lie to you, as much as I wouldn't want to do it, their best option of still being in the standings, and the good part of it, is to sign Kyrie. And they're probably past that point at this point, right? But like that's your best option because there's no better option than Kyrie and KD out there.
I would take the year off and try to rebuild. Like,
That ain't a year process.
I would get what I mean was my fault.
Into the mic.
I'm getting rid of Kyrie,
Okay.
and after that I'm gonna let KD walk because the 2 first-round picks are for next year. So that'll at least give me one or two picks for both of them, So I got 4 picks in next year's draft, and then if I want to keep Ben or trade him because it's gonna have to trade at some
dog,
point.
I forgot Ben Simmons is on the team.
'Cause listen to me though. It can legitimately be a scenario. It can legitimately be a scenario where next season, all 3 of them are not even on the roster.
Am I the only one that forgot Ben Simmons was on the team?
I don't know how Ben Simmons plays.
I don't know
who
if
knows?
Ben Simmons plays.
Why he
Yeah, that's
didn't
the
play.
thing.
So I'm like,
No, he's gonna
like we could legitimately be in a situation where all 3 of them are not on the team, and you had all 3 of them on the team at one point.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Their best decision is to, for one, they've already made an offer to Kyrie, and it's a fair offer. Kyrie has not
Very fair.
accepted, but he has not denied it, and there has been no official word from his camp that it was an offensive offer. I don't know why that story was out there. I don't know where it came from, but there's nothing official. It's all speculation by the media to try to sit there and break that little thing up. But 192 over 4 is a very good deal.
With a team option on the last 2.
90 with 2 years guaranteed, and with the stipulation that he has to play at least 65 games to qualify.
See, I'm cool with that though.
The team made that offer.
See, I'm cool with that.
There is nothing there that says Kyrie won't accept it.
hey, who?
There's nothing that says that he will, but there's nothing that says that he won't.
Well,
Isn't he-
I think
isn't he
the
a,
speculation.
He a shoe free agent too, right?
Yeah.
So he's got
He
that
is a
to
shoe
sign
free
as
agent.
well.
I think the speculation comes in where they send the offer and then Kyrie sent out the list of teams that he'd be okay getting traded to.
But that's just a feeler. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the feelers, I think. Like,
You don't send out the list of teams you okay getting traded to.
It's a negotiating tactic.
Let me tell you why that's not a
It
filler.
is a
That's not a
negotiating
filler
tactic.
because after that,
It's a negotiating tactic, but it's also a tactic that we've seen more times than not end in the trade.
Mind you, the list was delivered before they made the offer. Because at first they weren't trying to make him an offer. There was back and forth about that. Then they made him an offer for 192 over 4 with 2 years guaranteed. So the way it's reported, they make it seem as if, they made them an offer. He was like, nah, F that. But it's like, that's pretty much a max offer.
Yeah.
It's $48 million a year. He doesn't make $48 million. He would be one of the top 5 highest paid people in the league right now.
The problem is the other guy on his team is also one of the top 5 highest paid people in the league. I believe he goes up to 48, maybe 49 million next year.
Oh, wow.
He'd be making KD money.
He'd be
And
making
guess what?
KD. He'd be making KD money. You'd have 80 million in 2 players. The biggest question there is, are those 2 players actually no? Oh, they got 100. They would have 120 million
Over.
in 3 players.
Oh, wow.
Because Ben Simmons is getting what? Ben Simmons is 40 plus, right?
I don't think he's
30-something.
Is he really getting
What is
40
Ben?
plus?
I think Ben Simmons is getting 40 plus, ain't he?
No.
Oh, he gave it all back last year, right?
No.
Oh no,
No, I thought he got fined.
he gave a lot of it back in fines. Yeah.
He gave a lot of it back.
He got 2 years left on his deal.
So Kevin Durant signed a 4-year, 194 extension with the Nets.
Yeah.
They gave him a 4-year, 192. The difference is they guaranteed 189 of KD's contract, and I think Kyrie wanted something more closer to that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he's not going to get that.
Which listen, I'm fine with that. Yeah. So he'll have $35 million next year, 37 and then 40 at the end. You'll have $110 million in 3 players.
And Ben makes
Ain't
35
played
a
a
year.
lick.
So.
You'll have $110 million in 3 players.
Oh, wow.
And you got to build the rest of your team on that. And the cap is what? 140?
Oh, they'll be over the cap.
Oh, they ain't got no choice but to be over the cap.
No,
Ben Simmons
they
is
gotta operate like they're over.
Ben is set to make 35
Yep.
this season, 37 next season, and 40 the season after.
Yep.
Was it?
And played a lot.
And that's what I'm saying, right? Like, well, he did. AD's right. He did give a lot of that money back because of fines from Philly.
He didn't get that money back. That's why he didn't play in the playoffs.
I'm saying,
because
like,
if he had played, he couldn't file his grievance against Philly.
The
whole reason he ain't played, and the only person that really said this was Gilbert Arenas, who I believe, because not only was he a player, he's also a player that's finessed for millions of dollars.
Yeah.
He said the only reason he said there was nothing wrong with that dude's back. That dude had to find a way to get his money. It's $20 million. He wanted that $20 million.
He's trying to recoup it, but he did pay it.
If he set foot on a court, there was no way he was going to be able to get that $20 million.
No,
so
for sure.
So his team was just like, you can't play, and so they found something else with it. There ain't nothing wrong with Ben Simmons.
But the problem is, right? Like, the problem is that, I mean, he did this
right now.
This is the thing. He paid it because they just take it out your check.
Yeah.
It's not like it's
he
not
ain't pay it. He ain't never get paid.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he never got paid, but it's
this look a little
he's trying to get the money. That's what it is, basically. He's trying to get the money back. He's trying to get the $20 million back.
He needs to stay out the Ferrari dealership if he's trying to get money
bro,
back.
I think this is the thing, right? Like, the biggest question mark is, right, like, if that's your focus, is KD and like y'all heard how KD was when he was coming there? He said, hey, listen, you got to come here. We got to get to work. We got to go. We got to make that. Like, is that going to be a team dynamic still?
KD is going to have to step up majorly in a leadership role this season if they stick together.
It's the only way, bro.
Here's the thing.
Because KD's got to accept that he's okay with Ben Simmons going into a playoff series where you clearly could have played, saying, no, I'm not going to play for y'all because I need this $20 million.
Hold on, but look, have you heard? Did you see?
Like, that's a tough argument.
I saw the clip from his own podcast where he was mentioning, like, his friend was asking him the questions like, okay, cool. It's a lot coming out of the Nets camp. How do you feel about everything going on with Kyrie? And he's very hands off. Like, Kyrie's my man, but I can't tell him or influence him in his decisions that have to do with him and his career and his livelihood. So he said, I'm gonna let him handle that. How he move is how he's gonna move, and then I'm gonna kind of adjust my own path accordingly. So I feel like KD is always going to go in thinking like, my game is my game. That's the consistent part.
Yeah, that's why he's the best.
Gonna be.
That's why he's one of the best players that I've ever seen, bro. It's not dudes that can go anywhere and just fit in. Like KD can go anywhere, and you can still be really good, and I can still get my 30.
Right.
That's crazy.
Like, but this is the wild part to me, right? When he says something like that, because I seen the clip too, I seen the statement. To me, I'm looking at it as when he says something like that, that just means like, okay, like Kyrie finna do his thing. I'm going to adjust after. I'm gonna try to adjust and see what I got after that. That just mean he might leave. Because going back to the point that you said. Why would I stay if you already said you can come back, but you chose not to? And I already had to deal with him. Mind you, let's take this into account. He already tried to build the bridge back between him and James Harden. That didn't work. James did. Your boy is Kyrie. So I've been the one. Hey, I'm not finna, clown the man on his vac status. That's his thing. What happened with Kyrie happened with Kyrie. I'm not finna stick around for Ben. If you already showed and proved that you can't do what you said you finna do, it's time for me to slide.
Right.
And the Nets can't do nothing but honor that, because going back to Kid's earlier point, you already said what you said. Kyrie said he was ready to play. Y'all didn't let him do it, and y'all flip-flop so many times. I have to get out of here because everybody else that I've played with has either continued to cement their legacy or has been passing me up.
I think it's just a wild situation that literally everybody that KD has picked to play with has literally been there half the time. James Harden was hurt when he got there.
James Harden wasn't hurt. James Harden was fat.
James Harden wasn't hurt when he got there. James
Harden dropped that water weight real quick, didn't he? No, James Harden was hurt. No, James Harden was hurt in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, he was hurt.
James Harden was hurt in the playoffs.
He was hurt in the playoffs.
Kyrie was hurt in the playoffs, and Kyrie got hurt. Oh no, Kyrie just he took a sabbatical during the season. They moved James. Ben comes in. Hey, let's get to work. We're going to do this. We're going to get out here. Ben Simmons says, I need my money. I can't get on the court. What?
But you just said you was trying to get to work.
You know, what? like, you know what I mean? Hey, and then and pointed at the camera and said, watch this. And then did a basic one-hand dunk, bro. Hey, bro, if I'm KD, I'm just looking around. I'll be like, listen, I can do a lot.
Despite all that, like,
I think it's just a interesting.
It's no working that out, bro.
But I think it's a very salvageable situation. Like you got to look at it objectively. Like everyone sits there and says the same thing about the Nets playing the Celtics. I mean, the Bucks. If Kyrie doesn't get slid under on the rebound, which still to me iffy play, but we can leave that alone. You're looking at the people who would have been a champs. Because ain't no way in the world, like, go back and look at that series before Kyrie gets hurt. Those first two games,
they were blowing them
they're
out.
calling KD the best player in the world, and we're saying that the Nets are unstoppable. That was only a season and a half ago.
You think they try to then the Warriors Nets is still inevitable?
Well, I think that's the reason for the question, right? Where do we see everybody being next season? Because you think about it, right? Like, the Knicks were in the playoffs a year and a half ago. Atlanta was in the ECF a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And they end up going down, right? So, like, the Eastern Conference could be completely different.
I think
next season.
It's going to be between Milwaukee.
Didn't John Collins get traded?
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
It's between Milwaukee, Boston, us, the Bulls, the Chicago Bulls, and the Brooklyn Nets in the East. I'm sorry, but Miami is a wild card.
Philly don't do nothing for me.
Philly don't.
I want to see how Miami try to come back. I'm not going to lie to you.
Is a wild card.
Because Kyle Lowry wasn't it.
Pat Riley essentially called that.
Hey, Pat Riley ain't slick, bro. He said Kyle Lowry came back overweight. We're going to have to get rid of him.
Hey, this is the thing, though. In all honesty, I think Kyrie ends up in L.A., and I think Pat Riley gonna try to spin the block on KD one more time to see where he at, because he already tried to do it before, and KD told him.
I can see Kyrie in LA.
How do y'all see Jimmy and KD playing together,
bro? That's
like the same.
To me, I think that's a match made.
I think it's a match made in heaven, because it takes weight off of Jimmy offensively, and it takes weight off of KD defensively.
So where does that put your man? What's the other man?
Who, Hero?
No.
Oh, he's going.
Oh, Bam?
Oh,
yeah. Did you all see that? What Brian Scalabrine had to say about the Celtics having the best trade package for KD?
What he said?
Don't KD hate Boston though?
Jaylen Brown, 3 picks, 2 rights to swap, and Daniel Tice for KD.
I would agree with it. But don't KD, like, don't he actually, I don't know. I thought he had said this on something, like he was talking about like how racist the fans in Boston was.
Yeah.
Wasn't that KD that said that?
Him and Kyrie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like there's some smoke with Boston on a different level. Now maybe not, right? Like, and in a trade you don't really have much of a say in the matter, I guess, unless you got an NTC. But that's not a bad package at all.
I don't know, on paper, to me, on paper, like Bam, Jimmy, and Durant don't seem like it should work.
That's a heck of a big 3, dog. I'm not.
I mean, you got to get rid of both shooters.
So you got to do that anyway, probably.
You got to do Duncan. You got to do Tyler.
Both of them. Nah, I said. What did I? Nah, I said.
You got to do. Tyler. You got to do picks.
Hold on, you take it. Duncan or Kobe White.
Duncan.
Duncan.
Nah, you know what?
I'll take if I was y'all, I would take Duncan over Kobe just because I feel like Duncan has to get adjusted to the money.
If I was y'all, I would take Kobe White because Kobe White at least gonna do a little bit more than dance around the 3-point line.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. I'll take Kobe White because at least Kobe White has an ability to get to the bucket when he attacks the bucket.
Okay.
And
Duncan Robinson has one job.
Not for nothing.
And he ain't doing it very well.
Kobe White adjusted to the new
and he's
level
a liability
of play.
on the other side of the court.
He didn't perform how we expected, but he did adjust to the new level of play that came to the Bulls. He said, everybody's playing this level. I'm playing this level.
I wouldn't be surprised if, and I wouldn't even be mad at this either. I wouldn't be mad if KD went back to Golden State.
I wouldn't be mad at it. But
the reason I wouldn't be mad is
ain't
because
that a hot take?
But this
Ain't that a hot take?
Hey, that's what gotta happen.
They're not a
That's what
dynasty.
gotta happen though. Him and Draymond gotta shoot the
They
one.
not a dynasty.
Who?
they.
No, he
hear me
was
out.
gonna say
Hear
let
me
me
out.
finish.
What I'm saying is like I don't have Golden State repeating.
What?
I can see Golden
Okay.
State repeating.
Nah, I
Okay,
can't.
hold on. Hear me out.
Okay.
They're not even the top 3 favorites. They're not even the top 3 team when the entire Western Conference is healthy. Steph had an immaculate year. Scorching. The roster that the Clippers put together is better than the Warriors.
That's true, but it's the Clippers.
Healthy.
Hey,
Healthy.
listen. That is a
Hold
fact.
on.
It is. Hey, it's very true.
I'm not lying.
But the Clippers.
Hold on.
The Clippers
Healthy.
gonna find a way to
The
mess
Lakers
it up.
roster is better than everyone gives credit.
It still don't work. Even healthy, it don't
He
work.
still ain't got to them ones. They got to
The
deal with
only thing
Memphis
that
too.
didn't work was that AD wasn't there. When AD was there, they won most of those games.
That roster doesn't work together.
Nah, when AD was there, didn't they finish the season? Didn't they finish like 17 and 19 or something like that?
No, he came back and then he got hurt.
My thing is,
Yeah, but he played like 30-something games this year. They was like 17 and 19.
the Western Conference has two
Played 30
decent
games,
teams on
17 and 13.
a really big run. The Utah Jazz proven that they will not get over the hump, and then now you have to worry about New Orleans and Memphis because they're up and coming. Jazz and Utah
Memphis,
not finna get there.
Memphis, Clippers, and I would even dare to say New Orleans. I would flirt with that possibility. I'm not here to
I'll say
down Golden State. It's
I'll
Golden
say-
State. They're the champions, but it ain't like they are juggernauts.
They're a strong
Like-
fifth seed.
They're a strong.
They was the 4th seed this year though.
Yeah, they were 4th seed. Strong 4th seed.
And won the NBA finals. You know what I mean? Like I think
Very strong.
I
4th
think
seed.
I think that's the difference, right? Like you even if we feel like, oh, like they're not gonna come back the same next year, they're not gonna come back with the same level of talent, or they're gonna end up giving up somebody out of Wiggins or Poole or something like that, right? Like you gotta understand, like they won the NBA finals, and outside of 3 dudes, none of the rest of the people that played in that finals had ever been in the NBA finals.
Had never been.
And now
It's an
they
incredible
got finals experience and they get to run it back.
It depends on the hangover.
Right?
Everybody hit the hangover.
I don't have
But-
them.
but
I don't
this is
have
my-
them beating. Like I think the Celtics were the worst team for them to play. It was good. Everyone thought it was the best. I'm like, I said gentleman sweep 4-1, ended up being 4-2.
Everybody did.
So like, no, I honestly felt like if they played any other team from the East that had, depth, if they played if they didn't even healthy, if they played the Bucks without Chris Middleton, I don't think Golden State would win.
They would have smoked them.
They would have
so.
smoked Golden State.
I think no. Golden
State would have smoked the
Milwaukee.
Bucks.
You want to know why they wouldn't
To-
smoke
to
them?
me-
Because they have nobody in the paint.
Um,
Giannis would have 50 all the time.
Giannis had 50 all the time versus that Boston team, and they didn't get through that.
And I would dare to say that Boston has a better
No,
defensive
yeah.
lineup.
Anthony Davis played 40 games this year. They won 17 of them.
Hey, so I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this though, right? For me, I would give you the Clippers if it wasn't the Clippers. I think
There's some interference with your mic, dog.
I would give you the Clippers if it wasn't the Clippers.
I get what you're saying about the Clippers though. Like it's the Clippers. Like I get it.
Memphis. I think it's gonna be Memphis and Golden State. I think that New Orleans is probably about a year away.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, because the dynamic between PG and Kawhi, we've all said it. Like PG works better without Kawhi in the lineup. So I mean that's just the way that I look at it. But
I would love to have PG in a Bulls jersey.
Me too, because I feel like PG works better on this team than on the Clippers.
Yeah.
Because I agree with Steph. I'm like when we saw that Kawhi PG dynamic, it sounded good, but it never looked amazing.
It looked amazing when one was on the court and the other one wasn't.
Well, I'm just talking about when both of them were on the court. I mean, it ended with who'd he get game to get knocked out the playoffs by? It wasn't Dame on that one, was it?
Nah, it was Luka.
Was that Luka that did him like that?
Yo, do you know Paul George got like a 20-minute clip of just him getting game though?
Yeah, anyone with Kawhi, I say Kawhi tweaking out here, but outside of that, yeah, no, he got a lot of game winners on his dome.
Kawhi, go on, Luka.
He got a lot of game winners on his dome. It cracks me up. It cracks me up too, because Muggs be like, he only got that because he's willing to defend the dudes that are shooting game winners. Be like, Jimmy Butler do too, but he ain't got 20 minutes. Bro, that's a long time. You know how long 20 minutes is, bro? I could do something and come back, and you're still getting gamed.
Wow, just no commercial break on that one.
But he got just as long of a clip of cooking people and putting them same.
Well, he's got much longer of a clip of cooking people. I give him that. He definitely cooks people. But hey, listen, I'm just saying, if you putting PG on him, like I feel like that ball's going in.
Hey.
I would also beg to say that he has the best handle of anyone over 6'7".
Now I'm thinking about people over 6'7".
Right.
Best handle of any. That's not bad.
Even over AD?
Steven Adams. No.
Steven Adams.
AD got a
if you gonna put a center on there, Jokic has crazy handles.
Nah, yeah. Jokic.
Embiid got crazy handles too.
You see Embiid, little double step back he done get patented now.
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one, bro. He got better handles than James?
He got better handles than James.
James be slapping the ball.
James don't have a handle.
Like Tatum. Tatum handle ain't that great.
Well, we just talking about right now. James was handling that mug in Houston.
James tween, step back, tween, drive, tween. That's
James was breaking mugs down in Houston, my boy.
Spot,
he rock you to sleep.
Nah, James was breaking mugs down. I need y'all to go back and watch some of that Houston tape. James was breaking mugs down in Houston. And they wasn't winning nothing because of it, but he was breaking mugs down.
I would get tired of him by the third car. I'm just following you,
Stanley Johnson.
Stanley Johnson got the worst of it, bro. He crossed Stanley Johnson out the NBA. He crossed Stanley Johnson on the 10-day contracts.
You know how disrespectful you got to be to cross somebody up.
All right, y'all.
Look at them in the face and still drop them off, bro.
You said what?
Let's wrap this one up, y'all.
Yeah, we finna get up out of here, man. Hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another daily show, man. Yes, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the page as always, man. A lot of love. We covered a lot of stuff in here. We had a lot of fun as always, man. We'll be back tomorrow from 11 to 1 per usual. Y'all stay safe as always out there, man. For the squad in the building, we got Mr. Two Letters. If you knew better, you do better. We got Ringo J, formerly known as Ringo J, Mr. Stephon the Dine, and of course, the pettiest man alive, Mr. P Kid down there, man. I don't like how I pointed down to you. I put you on the screen, brother. Made me feel bad out there. Oh, don't point up, brother. But
look up, Marlon. Say jeez.
Y'all, wow.
It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, man. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.